7 News at 11 starts with breaking news. Denver police are investigating a brutal murder scene. Dead inside this home, 3 people, 2 of them young children. Also right now, Boy Scouts of America delays a long-awaited vote on allowing gay members. The decision now is put off until at least May. And new this morning, no more Saturday mail deliveries unless it's a package. The post office unveils plans it says will save the service $2 billion a year. And we want to show you a live look outside right now. We have a warm day ahead of us. Maureen is going to show us a forecast with a good chance of snow, however. Breaking news for you continuing at this hour. Air Tracker 7 was overhead as paramedics rushed a small child to the hospital in critical condition. Tragically, 2 other children in a Denver home and a woman all were found dead. Police tell us they appear to have been shot. The first emergency calls came in just before 7 about a home near 49th and Pearl, which is where 7 News reporter Lance Hernandez has been much of the morning. Lance.
Bertha, neighbors heartbroken over this tragedy. They say they recall seeing some of those kids ride their tricycles and bicycles in their parking lot. Right now, we know that investigators have typed off the crime scene here at 50th and Pearl Street. They've also done the same thing at 49th and Washington and Elgin Place in Washington. Crime scene investigators, no doubt, will be here most of the day trying to get to the bottom of what happened. The call for service came in at 6:55 this morning. Police finding 4 people inside this house, all with apparent gunshot wounds. One neighbor told me that the family just moved into the house a few months ago and that the house had been remodeled. She said she didn't hear gunfire or arguing or anything out of the ordinary until she saw police and news crews this morning. Police Chief Robert White spoke briefly with us earlier today.
I would ask that we all keep those involved, those family members that are going to be faced with this horrible tragedy in our thoughts.
Now, police are telling us that they found the adult female and 2 children dead of apparent gunshot wounds, another child taken to the hospital. We are told that those children are all under the age of 10. A neighbor estimating right now that one of the children is about 4 years old, another 7 or 8, and the oldest one about 10 years old. And we are told that the survivor at the hospital is still in surgery and still in critical condition. We will update you at the bottom of the show. Live in North Denver, Lance Hernandez, 7 News.
What a tragedy. Thanks, Lance. 7 News is always investigating, asking questions as Jefferson County launches a new emergency notification system. And this is in the wake of this fire. It's the devastating Lower North Fork fire, which killed 3 people and destroyed 27 homes last March. 7 News reporter Amanda Cost is digging into the changes after some people never received the alert to evacuate. And Amanda, you were there for the system's first major test, which happened in just the past 2 hours.
It did, Bertha. It was first initiated here from this computer inside the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office Dispatch Center. Now, they have a new emergency notification system called Code Red. Now, this system is replacing the old system called First Call. Now, First Call, if you remember, was an issue during the Lower North Fork fire. That's when about 1/3 of the homes in the Lower North Fork fire evacuation area never received the call to evacuate because they were mismapped in the wrong town. Well, with this new system, they also have new mapping, and they're going to be testing different aspects today. Now, today, the main thing that they're going to be testing with this is by calling every single number. They're going to be testing the throttle rate, every single number in Jefferson County and Broomfield counties, those who have opted in as well. And the intent here is to measure just how many phone calls these call centers can actually handle. Is this test actually testing locations of where people live, making sure that where they actually are and where they're mapped at line up?
No. So this test is solely testing the numbers that we have in the system and how many are going to reach, how many we're going to reach, and getting that out and getting the message out.
And they're hoping to have even more numbers in the system after today, hoping more people visit this Code Red website. We have a link to it posted on the denverchannel.com where you can opt in. Not only your phone numbers, your cell phone, but you can have text messages and email alerts as well. Now, just from the sheer volume of these phone calls, this test is expected to take about 5 hours. And afterwards, they're also going to be sending those text and email alerts as well. And we will continue to monitor this test as it continues. Reporting live in Jefferson County, Amanda Cost, 7 News.
Thank you, Amanda. The Postmaster General explains a decision to cut Saturday mail deliveries, and we broke this news to you on 7 News Now this morning. Starting on the 5th of August, the Postal Service will cut back to delivering mail just 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, but will still deliver packages on Saturday. It's a decision that comes down to money.
A typical large organization would have either cash on hand or quick borrowing ability, 2 months worth of cash to cover their operating costs. In October, at one point this year, the Postal Service had less than 4 days of cash on hand. That's a very scary situation, and it's no situation that a business should be in.
The Postal Service will still deliver packages on Saturday because that is the one area that has shown growth in recent years. Eliminating mail delivery on Saturday, however, is expected to save the post office $2 billion a year. We have a developing story playing out in the Pacific Ocean. Tsunami warnings are canceled following a powerful earthquake. These waves along the coast of the Solomon Islands were bigger than usual, up to 5 feet in many areas. But the warnings for more distant coasts are canceled. At least 4 people in the Solomon Islands are missing and presumed dead. The magnitude 8.0 quake damaged dozens of homes in the island region. A news alert now. The nation's top accident investigator says safeguards are needed when using lithium-ion batteries on planes like Boeing's 787 Dreamliner, but they are not necessarily unsafe. NTSB Chairman Deborah Hersman says the manufacturers need to protect against battery fires like the one that damaged a Japan Airlines 787 while it was parked in Boston last month. But Hersman does not want to rule out the use of lithium-ion batteries entirely. 7 News was at Sloan's Lake this morning as crews pulled this car out of the water. Denver police tell us no one was in the car, but they are investigating whether or not it was linked to any crimes. Now check this out. A truck dangling from a Fort Lauderdale freeway this morning, and you can see a pillar kept it from going right over the edge. The passenger died. The driver was rushed to the hospital. It appears a collision on a ramp sent the truck crashing into the concrete wall.